Amelia Mary Earhart, a name synonymous with pioneering aviation and enduring mystery, was born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas. From a young age, she exhibited a bold and adventurous spirit that defied the societal norms of her time and set the stage for her remarkable achievements in aviation. Amelia grew up in a time when societal expectations for women were largely confined to domestic roles. However, her family environment encouraged curiosity and independence. Her mother, Amy Earhart, hailed from a prominent family and was determined to raise her daughters with the freedom to explore and learn. This was quite unconventional for the era, as Amy allowed Amelia and her sister Muriel to engage in activities typically reserved for boys. Amelia's father, Edwin Stanton Earhart, worked as a lawyer, but his struggles with alcoholism led to financial instability and frequent relocations for the family. Despite these challenges, Amelia's childhood was rich with experiences that nurtured her adventurous spirit. She spent much of her early years living with her maternal grandparents in Atchison, where she enjoyed a stable and nurturing environment. Amelia's education was as eclectic as her upbringing. She attended several schools due to the family's relocations. Her early schooling took place in Atchison, and later, she attended Hyde Park High School in Chicago. Despite the frequent changes, Amelia was an excellent student, known for her inquisitive mind and love for reading. She had a particular interest in science and adventure stories, which fueled her imagination and ambition. After high school, Amelia pursued higher education with a focus on subjects that were unusual for women at the time. She attended the Ogontz School, a junior college in Pennsylvania, where she excelled academically and socially. However, her studies were interrupted by World War I, leading her to leave school to become a nurse's aide in Toronto, Canada. This experience exposed her to the harsh realities of war and deepened her resolve to make a meaningful impact in the world. Following her service in Canada, Amelia returned to the United States and enrolled at Columbia University in New York, where she studied pre-med. Her academic pursuits, however, were soon overshadowed by a growing fascination with aviation, a fascination that would come to define her life. Amelia's introduction to aviation came in 1920 when she attended an air show in Long Beach, California. A 10-minute plane ride with pilot Frank Hawks changed the course of her life. She described the experience as transformative, saying, "By the time I had got 200 or 300 feet off the ground, I knew I had to fly." Determined to pursue her newfound passion, Amelia began taking flying lessons from Netta Snook, one of the first female aviators. Lessons were expensive, so Amelia worked various jobs to fund her training, including photography and driving a truck. She also cut her hair short and donned a leather jacket, trying to fit the image of a real aviator. By 1921, after saving enough money, Amelia purchased her first aircraft, a Kinner Airster biplane, which she affectionately called the Canary. In 1922, Amelia set her first women's altitude record by flying to 14,000 feet. In 1923, she became the 16th woman in the United States to receive a pilot's license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, FAI. These early achievements were just the beginning of a groundbreaking career that would inspire generations. Amelia's journey into aviation began earnestly after her transformative flight in Long Beach. This experience solidified her resolve to become a pilot, despite the societal and financial challenges she faced. Aviation, at the time, was a male-dominated field, and women who pursued flying often faced skepticism and prejudice. Amelia, however, was undeterred. She took odd jobs to save money for flying lessons and immersed herself in the world of aviation. In January 1921, Amelia began flying lessons with Netta Snook, an accomplished female pilot. Snook was impressed by Amelia's determination and quick learning. Training in a rudimentary biplane, Amelia quickly progressed, demonstrating both skill and an unyielding passion for flying. She faced numerous challenges, including mechanical failures and harsh weather conditions, but these only strengthened her resolve. Amelia's family was initially supportive but concerned about the financial burden and risks associated with flying. Despite these concerns, Amelia persevered, working multiple jobs and leveraging her charm and charisma to gain support from friends and acquaintances. Her dedication paid off when she set her first women's altitude record in October 1922, flying her Kinner Airster to an altitude of 14,000 feet. Amelia's early flying achievements garnered public attention and laid the groundwork for her career. She joined the American Aeronautical Society and became an active member, using her platform to advocate for women's involvement in aviation. She also began writing articles and giving lectures, sharing her experiences and promoting the benefits of flying. In 1928, Amelia's life changed dramatically when she was invited to join a transatlantic flight as a passenger. The flight, organized by publisher George P. Putnam, aimed to have the first woman cross the Atlantic by air. Although Amelia's role was limited, the flight was a success, and she became an instant celebrity, hailed as Lady Lindy, in comparison to Charles Lindbergh. Amelia used her newfound fame to further her aviation career and advocate for gender equality. She took on various roles, including working as a sales representative for Kinner Aircraft and later as an associate editor for Cosmopolitan magazine, where she wrote articles promoting aviation. She also became involved with the 99s, an international organization of female pilots dedicated to promoting women's involvement in aviation. Throughout the late 1920s and early 1930s, Amelia continued to break records and challenge societal norms. In 1932, she achieved one of her most significant accomplishments by becoming the first woman to fly solo non-stop across the Atlantic. Departing from Newfoundland and landing in Ireland, the flight took nearly 15 hours and was fraught with mechanical difficulties and severe weather. Her success cemented her status as a trailblazer and an inspiration to women worldwide. In 1937, Amelia embarked on her most ambitious project yet, a flight around the world along the equator, a journey that would cover approximately 29,000 miles. This endeavor was not only a testament to her skills as a pilot, but also aimed to showcase the advancements in aviation technology and the capabilities of female aviators. The planning for the world flight was meticulous. Amelia selected a Lockheed Electra 10E, a twin-engine monoplane equipped with state-of-the-art navigation and communication instruments. Her team included experienced navigator Fred Noonan, whose expertise was crucial for the long overwater legs of the journey. Amelia and Fred began their journey on June 1, 1937, departing from Oakland, California. Their route took them eastward, with planned stops in South America, Africa, India, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific Islands. The first 22,000 miles of the journey proceeded relatively smoothly, with Amelia and Fred making stops in cities like Miami, Caracas, Dakar, and Calcutta, among others. Despite encountering various challenges, including mechanical issues and adverse weather, Amelia's determination and professionalism shone through. The media closely followed their progress, and Amelia's reports from each stop were eagerly anticipated by the public. On July 2, 1937, Amelia and Fred took off from Lae, New Guinea, heading for Howland Island, a tiny and remote island in the Pacific Ocean. This leg of the journey was particularly challenging due to the vast expanse of open water and the precision required for navigation. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca was stationed near Howland Island to assist with radio navigation, but communication with Earhart's plane was sporadic and fraught with difficulty. As the hours passed without sighting the island, Amelia transmitted several messages indicating they were low on fuel and unable to locate Howland Island. Despite an extensive search by the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard, which covered an area of 250,000 square miles, no trace of Amelia, Fred, or their aircraft was found. Amelia Earhart's disappearance has sparked countless theories and speculations over the decades. The most widely accepted theory is that the plane ran out of fuel and crashed into the Pacific Ocean. However, other theories have emerged, ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. One theory suggests that Amelia and Fred may have landed on an uninhabited island, such as Gardner Island, now Nikumaroro, and survived for a time before succumbing to the harsh conditions. In support of this theory, various artifacts, including a piece of aircraft wreckage and human remains, have been found on Nikumaroro, though none have been definitively linked to Earhart. Another theory posits that Amelia and Fred were captured by Japanese forces after landing on a Japanese-controlled island. This theory suggests that they may have been held as prisoners or even executed. Despite numerous investigations, no concrete evidence has been found to support this claim. Conspiracy theories also abound, including suggestions that Amelia was a spy for the U.S. government, or that she faked her disappearance to live a new life. While these theories capture the imagination, they lack credible evidence. The search for Amelia Earhart began immediately after her disappearance. The U.S. government launched an unprecedented search and rescue operation, deploying naval and aerial assets to scour the Pacific Ocean. The search focused on the vicinity of Howland Island and the surrounding waters, but despite the extensive efforts, no trace of the plane or its occupants was found. Interest in Amelia Earhart's fate persisted long after the initial search was called off. Over the years, numerous expeditions and investigations have been conducted, driven by both historical curiosity and the enduring mystery of her disappearance. One of the most notable efforts was led by the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, TIGR, which has conducted several expeditions to Nikumaroro Island. TIGR's research has uncovered intriguing but inconclusive evidence, such as aircraft parts, shoe fragments, and skeletal remains, suggesting that Amelia and Fred may have ended up on the island. Advances in technology have revitalized the search for Amelia Earhart in recent years. Modern techniques such as underwater drones, sonar mapping, and forensic analysis have been employed to search areas that were previously inaccessible. These efforts have yielded promising leads, though definitive proof remains elusive. In 2018, a study by forensic anthropologist Richard Jantz suggested that bones found on Nikumaroro in 1940 might belong to Amelia Earhart. Using modern forensic techniques and comparing the measurements of the bones to Amelia's physical characteristics, Jantz concluded that the remains were more likely than not to be hers. However, the study has been met with skepticism and calls for further evidence. As of today, the mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance remains unsolved. While numerous theories and pieces of evidence have emerged, none have definitively answered the question of what happened to Amelia and Fred. The search continues, driven by both the historical significance of her achievements and the enduring fascination with one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. The quest to uncover the truth about Amelia Earhart's final flight serves as a testament to her impact on aviation and her inspirational role in challenging gender barriers. Organizations and researchers around the world remain dedicated to solving the mystery, hoping to finally bring closure to her remarkable story. Amelia Earhart's story is one of courage, determination, and enduring mystery. Her achievements in aviation broke new ground and inspired generations of pilots. Her disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century, captivating the imagination of people worldwide. Through ongoing research and exploration, we continue to honor her legacy and seek answers to the questions that have lingered for decades.